Good morning, guys. Today is Monday, November 9th, 2020, and we are going to go through our math review, adding and subtracting. Next week we have a math review, a math CA, and so we're going to review all this week, and a lot of these questions are going to be two-step questions, so we're going to make sure that we're using circling, underlining, and boxing to show our work, because remember, showing our work on a math question is the most important thing to do. So let's go ahead and get started. On a piece of paper, I want you to go ahead and draw a line down the middle for me, and we're going to practice some adding and subtracting. So on your paper, pause the video here and go ahead and write 351 plus 865. Alright, 1 plus 5 is 6. 5 plus 6 is 11. Remember, I don't just put 11, I need to carry my 1. 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 8 is 12. So 1,216. Okay, in the next space, we are going to have a subtraction problem. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video here, stack your numbers, and then we're going to go through and solve this. 8 minus 1 is 7. I don't have to borrow anything because if I have 8, I can take away 1. So I have 7. 2 minus 5. If I have 2, I cannot take away 5, so I need to borrow. I'm going to borrow from the 9, and my 9 turns into an 8. And my 2, the 1 comes over, turns that into a 12. 12 minus 5 is 7. 8 minus 6 is 2. So remember, sometimes you don't have to borrow. Sometimes you might have to borrow in the middle of the subtraction problem. It just depends on the numbers that they give you. Okay? So if you have trouble, pause the video and walk through this by yourself and see if you're able to do it. If not, we're going to move on to the next one. Okay, so here's our word problems. You don't need to do anything. All I want you to do is just follow along and take close notice of how we're going to solve this problem. Now notice that this has a bubbled answer document over here. It doesn't just have A, B, C, and D to circle. This is an open-ended question, and you're going to put your answers in this readable answer document. Samantha, Gordon, and Diego each brought an ice chest to a picnic. The weight of Samantha's ice chest was 83 pounds. So that's something we would circle. The weight of Gordon's ice chest is 28 pounds. So that's another important number. The weight of Diego's ice chest is 37 pounds. So I have 1, 2, 3 numbers here. Now we're going to underline our question. What is the difference in pounds between the weight of Samantha's ice chest and the combined weight of Gordon and Diego's ice chest? Now, it's important here to look for key words. If you notice, there's more than one key word in this question, which means this is a two-step question. Okay? So I have the word difference, and I know that difference means that I'm going to subtract. But I also have the word combined, which I know means that I'm going to add. So that means I'm going to add and I'm going to subtract. So it says the combined weight of Gordon's and Diego's. So I'm going to add Gordon and Diego. 28 plus 37. Okay, 8 plus 7 is 15. Carry my 1, 3, and 6 is 65. Now, 65 is not my answer, okay? Because even though I've added these, they still want to know what the difference is. Okay, so Gordon and Diego's combined compared to Samantha's. Samantha's is 83. So now I'm going to subtract. Make sure when you're subtracting, you're mindful of putting that big number on top. 83, and I'm taking this answer over here, minus 65. Okay, 3 minus 5, I can't do that, so I'm going to borrow. My 8 turns into a 7. My 3 turns into a 13. 13 minus 5 is 8. 7 minus 6 is 1. So here, now I take my answer. Okay, we're always going to start closest to the decimal point. And this is meant for a 3-digit number, but I only have a 2-digit number, so I'm going to have 18. And then I'm going to bubble in. Of course, you would bubble it in a little bit neater. 18. Okay, so remember, I have 2 keywords, difference and combined, which means that my problem is going to be a 2-step problem. Okay, sometimes it might just be 1 step where you're adding or subtracting, but sometimes it's going to be more than 1 step. Okay, if they tell you in the question, you're going to combine Gordon and Diego and then find the difference from Samantha. So here, I combined Gordon and Diego. I took my answer, subtracted it from Samantha's to get my answer. Okay? Let's go ahead and look at the next one. Erica's goal is to practice playing guitar for 300 minutes. On Sunday, she practiced 17. On Tuesday, she practiced 58. How many more minutes does Erica need to practice in order to meet her goal? Okay, so I want you to pause the video here and think about what is the key word in this question. Remember, your keyword's always in the question. What is the key word? Press play when you think you know what it is. The key word is how many more. What does how many more mean? It means that you're going to subtract. Okay? So I know she's trying to get to 300. That's what she's trying to get to. Okay? And it tells us what she's practiced so far. Okay? It says that she's practiced 117 minutes and 58 minutes. Now, I can't stack 3 numbers and subtract. I can't just put 117 and 58. Okay, I can't do that if I'm subtracting. I can't just stack 3 numbers in a subtraction problem. Okay, so I need to figure out what I am going to subtract. And in order to do that, I need one number. Well, I can make 117 and 58 into one number by adding them. So again, this is a 2-step question. I need to know how much she's practiced so far. And in order to do that, I need to add up her total minutes. 7 plus 8 is 15. Carry my 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Plus 5 is 7. And 1. So now I have one number. Okay? That is not your answer. That's not your answer. Don't get stuck on that. Now I need to take what I have and subtract it to figure out how many more minutes she still needs to practice. Okay, now, here we're subtracting across zeros. A few months ago, we talked about a trick for when we're practicing with zeros. If I have 0 minus 5, I can't do that. Well, I don't have anything in this 0 to borrow from because it's at 0. So remember, we box this number, and we borrow from 30. So 1 less than 30 is 29. And my 0 becomes a 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 7 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. 125. Okay, so again, that was a two-step problem. I know I have 300, I know she has 300 minutes, and I know she needs to we need to figure out how much she has left to practice. Okay, so I know she's practiced this so far, and I know she's practiced this so far. So we add up what she's practiced, and we subtract it from what she needs to get to 125. Don't get stuck on that first step and pick D as your answer, because that is not your answer. Okay? You need to make sure you follow all of the steps. Let's look at the next one. Okay, I want you to pause the video here, read the question on your own, and think about how you would solve this question. When you're ready to solve it, click play. Okay, the table shows the number of puzzle pieces in 4 puzzles. Derek put together 2 puzzles that had the greatest number of pieces. What is the total number of pieces in these 2 puzzles? So my keyword is total, and we should know that total means I'm going to add. Okay. Now, what am I adding? Am I adding all of these? No, I know I'm looking for 2 puzzles, but which 2 puzzles? Where does it tell us? Up here, it tells us the greatest number of pieces. So which 2 puzzles have the greatest number of pieces? Well, if I look here, all of my numbers start with a 4. Okay? Then I have a 0, a 9, a 1, and a 7. I know 498 and 473 are my greatest number of pieces. So I'm going to start with 498. And I know that I'm adding, because of the word total, 473. Okay? 8 plus 3 is 11. I put my 1, carry my 1. 10 and 1. 9 and 1 is 10, and 7 is 17. 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 4 more is 9. 971, and it is not listed there. Okay, so make sure, because it's not just going to tell you sometimes which numbers to add. You need to look for those keywords, greatest number of pieces. Don't just assume because there's 4 numbers in this question that you're going to add all 4 numbers. Okay? It tells you to add, but it tells you to add 2 puzzles, not 4. Alright, last question. This is another 2-step question, so look for those keywords. Miss Elizondo shipped yogurt cups to stores on Monday. She shipped 648 cups of strawberry yogurt. So we have 648 cups of strawberry yogurt, 216 cups of peach yogurt, and 264 cups of vanilla yogurt. So I have strawberry, peach, and vanilla. How many more cups of strawberry yogurt did Miss Elizondo ship than cups of peach and vanilla yogurt combined? So again, I have 2 keywords here. I have how many more, which means subtraction. And I have combined, which means add. Now, we always add first. Okay? So what am I combining? Miss Elizondo shipped then cups of peach and vanilla combined. So it tells us peach and vanilla combined. So that's 216 plus 264. Okay, and I'm combining. So 6 plus 4 is 10. Carry your 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Plus 6 is 8. And 2 plus 2 is 4. Now, again, B is not your answer. I have 2 keywords. Don't get fooled by that. They're trying to trick you, okay? I still have to subtract. So I already added peach and vanilla, but it wants to know how many more for strawberry yogurt. So here's strawberry yogurt, 648. Now I'm subtracting. So 648 minus 480, you need to think about which number goes on top. 648 minus, here's my other answer, 480. 8 minus 0 is 8. 4 minus 8, can't do that, so I have to borrow. 5, 14. 14 minus 8 is 6, and 5 minus 4 is 1. And there's our answer, 168. So make sure you look out for those 2-step questions, and some questions are going to have more than 1 step. In Canvas, you're going to work on practicing those types of questions, and then you also have an adding and subtracting practice. Please make sure to look for that symbol, because some are going to have a plus symbol to add, some are going to have a subtraction symbol, so make sure you're paying close attention to that.